Hey guys, welcome to the I Hope They Hear This podcast. We have a returning guest, Christina Martinez, and we have a very specific purpose for today's episode. Christina, we saw that you recently came back from Uganda.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a crazy trip. Just following you on Instagram, just from even getting on the flight, it just seemed like such a wild ride. But I wanted to ask you the part that really got to me and got me feeling a certain way was you guys tried digging a well for the people of Iriri, Uganda. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
ADD.
yeah, ADD Uganda. But you didn't hit water, right? So unfortunately, the well was not dug this time around. But I saw that you got to kind of experience what those people have to go through to get water. So I was wondering if you could just kind of walk us through what that was like.
Yeah. Thank you for having me again,
Yeah.
David. Yeah, this trip was crazy, and we tried two different locations digging. The first location we dug 70 meters, and then the second location 60 meters, and unfortunately did not find water, and it was really devastating. And I think it was so much more devastating because we got to do the walk to their current water source. And so um, we followed a group of women to the water source, and they said it might take anywhere up to 3 or 4 hours round trip. So we got our walking shoes on, we headed out with, water bottles, and we followed them to their water source. And unfortunately, it's not just flat land. They live near a mountain, and the place that they get water is, they call it a pond, but it's kind of like a mini stream that lays into a pond. And during the day that we got to go, it had just previously rained, so the water was a little like cleaner. But the way there, we are fit, young, you know, 20s, 30s who are
Mhm.
walking with these women. And we got to the water source about an hour and a half into the day. And so 1.5 hours one way, we get to the water source, and this is the place that the women bathe. And so when they get there, they're not just getting water and going home. So they get there, they bathe, they wash their clothes there, and then they're carrying these clothes back, as well as the jerry can of water, which is approximately 50 pounds. And
Wow.
so we get there, and the water, there's just pockets where the water sits. And if you can picture, they're bathing, they're washing their clothes, they're washing bicycles, and in that same water, they are filling their jerry cans. And we talked to one of the ladies who actually took us on this trip, and this phrase really spoke to me, the impact of how clean water can impact their lives. And what she said was, I don't want to drink the same water frogs are living in.
Mm.
And when we got there, we saw tadpoles swimming in there. Someone else said that like monkeys go there to drink water. I mean, so everyone is going to this communal pond to drink the same water. And when it's not raining, this water is brown,
Mm.
muddy. And we've seen that water before. And some of these families who had fetched water days before, the water unfortunately was darker than the water that we fetched that day. But on the way back, it takes a lot longer than the hour and a half of with an empty jerry can. These women are having to stop and rest. They're sweating. It's 50 pounds that they have on their heads or they're carrying. And these are really fit women. If you think about older women who are in their 60s, or girls who are fetching water who are, 10, 12 years old, imagine how much longer it takes them to fetch water.
Yeah.
And not only that, we get back, it takes 3.5 hours round trip. We get back, and I find out that they actually take 2 trips a day. So they go in the morning, they come home and rest, take care of their kids, whatever they need to do, and then they go for a second trip in the afternoon.
Wow.
So 6 to 7 to 8 hours a day is consisted of fetching water.
Wow. So if at night, if they run out of water, then that's it, right? They just have to wait until the next day.
Yeah, so it's dangerous to go when night falls. But when we surveyed the community, what we found out was that a lot of the families are only eating one meal a day, and that is due to the lack of water. So they can't cook or they can't eat multiple meals a day because they're only living off of two jerry cans a day. And that might be a family of 7 or 8 people. And I think water is so accessible, it just seems like air to us. It's nothing. But watching these kids fight over a bottle of water, half drink water that we were just giving out to a kid who was asking for it, it's a commodity. Like it's life and it's something that they don't have a lot of. So,
Wow. Do they, so when they bring this brown water back home to drink, is there any sort of like filtration system that they use?
no. So the same water they feed their animals, the same water that they drink. These people are making less than $2 a week.
Mm.
So a lot of their jobs is to go to the mountains and collect branches, and they take it to the market once a week, and they might earn like $1 or $2 a week. They're living off the land that they have. But again, lack of water, you can't really water your plants and to grow a big crop. And so it's affecting every aspect of their life.
Mm. Yeah, so I mean, just thinking about some of the things we do with water, washing our hands, washing our face, drinking, and washing our clothes. I mean, the funny story the other day, my daughter, she was on our bed without a diaper on, and she had an accident. So like for us, it's so easy to just say, "Oh, just throw that in the wash and get it washed out," right? But that's an extreme luxury for these people, being able to wash their clothes whenever they want.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you think about it, having a lack of water, that one jerry can is every ounce of that water is precious
Mm.
because you use it for drinking, for cooking, for maybe cleaning. So, because of the lack of water, it's affecting um, their health. They're having a lot of waterborne diseases because these kids are drinking water that frogs are living in, like she said. They're producing less crop. They are eating one meal a day, and it's unsanitary. They use the restroom if they don't want to waste water to wash their hand because that's the water they drink. It just affects every part of their life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it should be loud and clear to everyone listening how vital water is. And if I'm sure we all feel like, oh wow, we've been taking it for granted. But I think for those of you listening, if you feel some sort of way about this, if you want to help in any way, um, Christina and I wanted to give you a chance today. So this isn't just a let's hear about this and feel bad. We have a call to action. So for fans of the podcast, if you like me in any way, then yeah, let's try to raise funds and to incentivize you. What I at the I hope they hear this podcast want to do, well, in association with the CEO of Softy, my wife, because my finance is not my own. Yeah, we are willing to match up to $1,000 of funds raised through yeah for the collective effect for the efforts of the second attempt at digging a well. So if you like me, please donate. If you don't like me, please donate because that means I'm going to be spending more of my money, right? So this is a win-win for everybody. So what I want you guys to do is you have two options. If you want to go to thecollectiveeffect.org, there's a payment form there. There's a donation form, right?
Yeah, so thecollectiveeffect.org/water project, and you can click to give there. Or the second option is through Venmo at the Collective Effect.
Mm-hmm. And is there a comment section on the website?
Um, on the website, it's actually going to go to a crowdfunding page so you can see where we're at in raising funds. So the goal is $10,000. And this time around, we're actually going to expand the areas that we're going to survey in order to see where the best option is for us to build the well. And so what's really cool is we were only testing options on our 2 acres of land, and the village is so desperate and they want water so badly that they're all willing to be testing their own land so that we can build a well for this community. And so it's become a really cool thing to see that they're saying, I'll give up my land so that we can find water. And so,
Wow,
yeah, it's the collective effect
that's amazing.
coming to
And
life.
this, I'm so grateful for you, Christina, because you are giving us the chance, the opportunity to be a part of that collective. So guys, let's dig deep. If you were thinking of getting me or my wife, okay, I'll just say me. If you were thinking of getting me a Christmas gift, don't spend that money. Go ahead and give to the water project, and either let me know or make some sort of comment or something. Somehow let us know that it is for the I Hope They Hear This podcast. And I will give you guys until Jesus's birthday, December 25th. Whatever we raise until December 25th. Because this is a Christmas gift that we can give to the people of Iriri, Uganda. So up until December 25th, all donations made for this, with any sort of annotation that is related to I Hope They Hear This podcast, I will match up to $1,000. So guys, please don't give up this chance. They're effectively doubling the money, right? Doubling the amount that you're giving. So I think we should all take advantage of this. And any last parting thoughts, Christina?
No, I'm just so excited to see the impact that we are able to have halfway across the world in this community who is so desperate for something that we take for granted, and we had to play a small part in that. But honestly, the small part is a huge part because we're not just impacting the current generation, but the next generation to come. And so super excited about it. So excited to be partnering together for this. And y'all, I believe we can do it.
No, for sure. And I think it makes me feel good. Because, I will say this. I was putting aside this money to get myself a new laptop. And I realized I have so much. Like, I don't need a laptop. I already have one and I just wanted an upgrade. And to know that I have friends like you, where my money can go to impacting so many more people in such meaningful ways. I'm so happy to be able to partner with you in that. Guys, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's dig again.
Yes. Well, Christina, thank you so much for your time today. And guys, if you want to kind of follow the journey of everything that's happening with the collective effect, follow them on Instagram, because Christina does a really good job of keeping us updated on pretty much everything that the collective effect is doing. Everything from the Kenna home, just everything. So go follow her at The Collective Effect on Instagram. And and then you'll see why I feel such a desire to help these people. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Christina, thank you so much for being on, and let's dig that well again.